viene mano open.
No.
Go ahead.
He's here.
Whenever it goes off, like 10 people pick up the phone. No, I just keep clicking on the wrong thing. I finally found out how to remove it.
Yeah, Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti did a. What's that? That's the one. Check over here. Did you look at the G's?
Is there a pin or something?
No, they did a.
Your life. I don't deserve that, thank you. A couple years ago, we had Marina out, and I did an interview with her, and it still gets a ton of hits on YouTube because she is that beautiful, I think is probably what it is. I know it's not me, so, you know. But it's a great pleasure to have her back. You have less hair than the last time we talked.
That's true. Much less hair.
But it looked early. I mean, you seem like you had a really good time.
I did. I had a blast.
Yeah. And also, welcome to the Twitterverse, because you're now on Twitter like crazy.
Yeah. It's a whole other universe.
I guess let's start off by talking a little bit about, oh, and think about this, guys. If you have questions, we do have a microphone there, so think about your questions while we're talking here, and we'll take some questions from the audience. Let's talk about...
And beat my daughter up, and I mean, like, the
And we all love it. I mean, come on, that's the best part of the whole thing. Now you're working with Jane Badler, who of course was on the classic V, and I mean, what was it, were you a fan of the original series? Did you ever see the original series?
I did see it. I wasn't like a diehard fan of it. I mean, I remember watching it. I remember and I would just pop into a little studio, and they would give me the lines, and I would do it. So it's random.
Thanks. Who's the biggest troublemaker out of that group?
Oh, come on. Did you need to ask?
Nathan Fillion, of course, yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised my phone isn't ringing right now.
Well, you can tweet him, you know.
Yeah.
All right, next.
To see Denara go.
Making out with Mal, having a bunch of after we shoot stuff, and that's never fun for anyone, and it costs money. But I think that, in general, cable shows have less money than network shows. I think it's just...
You having fun today?
Yeah.
That's good. My son was too scared to come up here and ask you a question, but he wanted to know what's it like working with Elizabeth Mitchell?
She's awesome. She's really, I can't even say, there's not a single bad thing I can say about that woman. She's so sweet. Star Wars, I mean, all that stuff. So I like the genre very much, but it wasn't something that like I decided I was just going to do. And then Firefly was kind of the beginning. And I loved it so much. And for me, it's all about the role and who I'm working with and what I'm doing. So if it comes in the form of sci-fi, I'm happy about that. I don't seek it out, but it seems to be some stuff sometimes.
Who are you rooting for in Super Bowl?
Right, who's playing again? I know it's like the Steelers and...
The Rangers, right?
Did the Packers and the Steelers? Yeah, I got it right. I'm going to go with Green Bay. Okay. Seems like the popular retort.
Now half the crowd hates you.
I know. I didn't mean it. I did. At first I was really, really, really bad at it. My arrows were flying everywhere. But I did this training program, and I actually got, this is awesome, I got Gina Davis to teach me. She's an Olympic archer. I don't know if you guys know that, but she was part of the Olympic team for archery. I don't know if she ever made it to an Olympic event, or got like plastic goggles, right, like to cover their face. They had like a plexiglass stand over the camera. They're like, she's gonna shoot arrows everywhere, and I was like, you give me an X, and I'm gonna hit that X. And every time it was like, boom, boom, boom. Everybody was like, oh, all right.
Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I was wondering if you could talk about how you got the role in SG-1 and what it was like to work with Claudia Black.
She's great. She was really, they called me up and said, do you want to do the show? We love Firefly. And Firefly gets me loads of jobs, huh? Yeah, that's right. And I said, sure, it sounded like a fun part. And I was a little lonely. I was there for like 5 months on and off by myself. And she was really welcoming and would always make me meals on the weekends. And I got to hang out with her and her son. It was fun.
Haven't done.
Yeah, there's so many. I'd love to do all of Shakespeare's women, every single one of them. I've done a couple, but not hardly enough. I would love to do big epic movies, like play like Joan of Arc or something, you know, something crazy like that. I'd love to do a romantic comedy, like a really silly, goofy character.
Very cool. Do we have any more questions?
Passed on that you could kick yourself for?
Please share that with all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you read a lot of scripts that come to your desk.
Yeah, I do. A lot of movies passed on me, but I passed on the OC. I didn't get offered the job, but I read the pilot and I thought it wasn't for me, and I passed on that. I was like, damn, they got like, how many seasons in that show? 8, 9?
Are you looking to be in a movie?
You're making me feel great here. I'm so kidding.
I'm just wondering.
I'm teasing. I have been offered, you know, there are movies that I've been offered over the past couple of years that were not things I wanted to do, but they went nowhere. So, nothing you would have heard of. But I haven't been offered a movie yet. I'm waiting. It's coming.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard Joss use the term Whedonverse at all?
I don't know that I've heard him use it, which is probably good, right? To her, that was weird. It was sweet. It was a little weird because I was forever going to be tied to their engagement story. But more than that, recently, as I was going to Mexico, I was traveling by myself, and I was at the airport at LAX, and one of the TSA workers, who were supposed to be in charge of your safety, saw my name and looked at me and kind of did like one of these and was like, "Are you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's so cool." He's like, "Do you want to know all the truth about Roswell? Because I know." And I was like, looked behind me at a huge line of people waiting to go through, and I'm like, "Sure." And he proceeded to tell me that it's all true, that they're aliens, and yada, 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 yada. He's like, "Oh, we don't have time to talk, but I'll come find you." And I was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." And he said, like, LAX is like the biggest airport in the world. Dude comes to my gate, sits down next to me, and we have a chat about Roswell. It was a little creepy. He left that part out.
Y'all are dating, right?
Yeah, right. He did ask me out at the end of that conversation. No joke.
Okay, silly question time. Now you're in sci-fi. I know if I'd had the ability, or actually had the opportunity to have action figures of me made, I know I'd buy like thousands of them just to have because of the movie. How'd you handle that the first time you saw an action figure?
You know, I don't have one. Can you believe it?
Or someone...
I know. I always feel like, oh, I'm going to go get one, and then I don't. It's cool. I mean, come on.
The spoiler question,
Yeah.
trying to get your ratings up. Can you tell us who you'll be having sex with before the end of the season?
Nice one. There's always one, huh?
Chad?
Into the show?
Yeah. Yeah, we can discuss what happens.
You were working blue earlier, all right? I'm just playing along.
I sadly won't be having sex with anybody this season. Sadly, because I tried. I tried. But I do some pretty screwed up things to other people having sex. How about that? It's right, it's creepy. It's good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I don't know if it was countrywide or not, in this area, Serenity, the original pilot didn't air until after the show was canceled, and I was wondering if that was network-wide. And
Wait,
if
what?
Episode 3, right?
Yes, the 2-hour premiere did not air until the very end.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
One of the reasons why people didn't get the show.
What the hell?
Well, yeah, because it was an ongoing story that kind of messed everything up.
Yeah.
But that kills my other one. I was wanting to know if what the actors or the cast
Thought of that?
attitude, reaction was about that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we were having problems with the network, because they kept having all these, problems with the script, and Joss was like, just let me tell the story, and you're gonna get it, So they just felt like he needed to, lay the groundwork right away, and whatever.